Darling, if you knew, I've waited for this moment, planned it all in my mind, and now you're here, and tell me, how did you know I was coming? Did you talk to Mother?
Oh, Roy.
Oh, now, darling, none of that. Chin up now. It's over, Myra. It's all over. We're together again.
You're alive.
Extravagantly.
But I read in the paper...
How could I die when you were waiting for me? I've been in prison camp best part of a year. That's why I couldn't write to you. I know Mother missed you when she came down. She tried to find you, but you'd moved. What happened? Did you get in touch with her?
No.
Then you didn't know I was coming?
No.
What are you doing at the station? Looking for a friend?
Yes.
Well, who is he, darling? I insist on knowing.
Oh, no one. A girl, nobody in particular.
I tell you, Myra, it's a miracle to run smack into you like this when you're waiting for nobody in particular. Come on, let's go have some tea. I've got 1,000 questions, darling. Are you still dancing? Have you got a job? Not that it matters, because you're quitting at this instant. I'm not going to let you out of my sight, not until we're married, and until I've taken you up to Mother and...
Roy.
Darling, I'm sorry. You've been through a lot, haven't you?
Roy.
I wasn't there to help you. But I'll make it up to you, I promise. You'll never cry again except for happiness.
If I'd only known that you were alive, that you were in the world.
Come on, young lady. That's over and done with. Now then, I have a program. I'm a man of action. We'll be married at St. Matthew's in the morning, then take the afternoon train to Scotland. I'll telephone Mother that we're coming.
Roy, I can't.
Why not? Why, there isn't someone else.
No, there isn't anyone else.
You still love me? Say it. I want to hear you.
I love you, Roy. I always have. I always will.
Well, then that's all there is to it. Come along now. We'll have some tea, then telephone Mother and... No, wait a minute. First, I'm going to give you a present. Look.
Oh, my lucky charm.
Yes, darling. It's brought me through a lot. Now let's see what it can do for you.
Oh, Kitty, isn't it wonderful? He's alive and back, and he loves me, Kitty. He wants to marry me. Well, but Kitty, aren't you glad? Why don't you say something?
Myra, what can I say?
Oh, I know what you're thinking. I've been thinking, too. You think it would be dreadful of me, don't you?
Does he know?
No, not yet. But I'm going to tell him.
Well, I wouldn't unless his name is Galahad. And there aren't many Galahads around right now.
Oh, Kitty. You know what you said once. You wanted to live. I love him, Kitty. I'll make him happy. I'll spend my whole life making him happy. And he loves me too, Kitty. He's waited for me. He's come back to me. Oh, please, Kitty. Please, tell me I can go to him, please.
Oh, I wish I could, Myra. With all my heart, I wish I could.
Look here, cabby, I'm late now. A very important engagement. Can't you try to get through?
Don't think so, Captain. Looks like there's been some trouble up ahead there on the bridge.
Seems a shame. I rush back from France and get held up by a crowd on Waterloo Bridge.
I'm sure she'll wait, sir.
Well, she has so far, but...
Ought to get through in a minute now, sir. There comes the bobby now.
I wonder what it's all about. Say, Constable, what's the trouble?
Nasty thing, Governor. Very sad. Young girl threw herself in front of a cab. Killed herself. Just like that.
Oh, that's too bad.
Just going in to report it, I am. And you'd never believe what it was she had in her hand.
What?
It's enough to get you down, it is. Here. Look at it, Captain. A lucky charm.
That was a long time ago. A very long time. Still, I come back to Waterloo Bridge and walk here in the fog. Alone. And yet not quite alone, for sometimes I can hear her voice.
I love you, Roy. I always have. I always will.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara Stanwyck, Isabel, Jewell, and Robert Taylor, for a deeply moving story. Believe me, we shall all remember your performances for a long, long time.
Well, Mr. Bradley, we won't forget being here tonight either. An appearance with the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players is always one of the highlights of the year for us, because we all know the magnificent work being done by the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house. We know that work is made largely possible by these programs, and we consider it a privilege to share in it.
Waterloo Bridge was produced and directed by Bill Lawrence from Harry Cronman's adaptation and was presented by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of Three Wise Fools starring Margaret O'Brien. Robert Taylor appeared through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, whose current release is the Technicolor musical Holiday in Mexico. Barbara Stanwyck can now be seen in the Hal Wallace production, The Strange Love of Martha Ivers. Isabel Jewell will soon be seen in the RKO radio production, Deadlier Than the Male. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.